Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing his word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, volume 230. And in this edition, we're going to deal with Rayshard Brooks being killed by white police. Okay. The thing is, once again, we have a familiar situation that has taken place. If you go back to the channel, you go back to our channel, I've touched on this, in several videos where I told you, no matter how many protests, how many marches that you do, white folks or white police killing blacks is not going to stop. And I mentioned this during the most recent death of George Floyd. May that brother rest in peace. But I told you then that this is not going to stop. And guess what? The murder of Rayshard Brooks, killed by the hands of a white police officer, is proof that this is not going to change. There's a clear message being sent. And at these white cops, not all of them, but there's a whole lot of white cops all over the world that have a real aggressive agenda of killing Jake and finding a reason to justify it by way of resisting arrest. When I say sign of the end times, what am I talking about? I'm talking about things that's happening in the world that let you know that it's over with. There's a extreme vibration of white officers killing black people, man. These are not coincidences. These are not accidents. These are blatant murders that are happening. A lot of this stuff is on footage, man. It's unbelievable. But like I said, I already told you, you can protest much as you want. You can march much as you want. You can loot much as you want. That's not going to stop these white officers from killing Jake. What you see on the screen is Rayshard Brooks moments before he was killed. Okay? A breathalyzer and whatnot was requested. It's a whole lot of different things going on leading up to him being murdered. But the whole thing is this, man. I told you, according to Ecclesiastes 1:9, that there is no new thing under the sun. So this has been happening since Rodney King, the brutality of Rodney King in 1992, all the way up to 2020. Most recently, George Floyd, and now you have Rayshard Brooks. I think also Tiana Brooks, I hope I got her name right, which a lot of people ain't talking about that. But in Ecclesiastes 1:9, it tells you there is no new thing under the sun. So this what's happening today has been happening. And to prove it to you, in Ecclesiastes 3:15, it tells you that which have been is now that which be, have already been, and God required that which is past. You see that? That which have been is now, and that which be have already been. And Yahweh required that which is past. You see that? What's happened before is going to manifest and show you it's already done happened. And it's going to continue to happen. It's a damn shame, man, that the sign is clear, man, that these people ain't messing with Jake, man. What's the name of the word? Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, volume 230. Rayshard Brooks killed by white police, man. You had the Atlanta police chief by the name of Erica Shields resigned, due to the embarrassment of this situation happening after all the uproar that took place in regards to the police brutality murder of George Floyd. You would think white officers all over America would be very, very slow to do anything remotely violent towards Jake. And then look what you have. A white officer kills 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks. Okay, so the police chief under heat, under pressure and heat and heavy criticism, she stepped down. And then the officer that was involved with murdering Rayshard Brooks was fired. Now here's the kicker. Video shows you that at some point there was a slight scuffle, and Rayshard Brooks got the police taser, and he was running away from the police with that taser. And according to the law, a taser is not a deadly weapon. So you have to say to yourself, why would you be chasing after a man that has a taser? He posed no deadly threat to you. He's running away from you, not towards you. He's running away from you. Keep in mind, y'all already had possession of his car. Y'all already had possessions of his driver's license. Y'all already had possession of his registration. So obviously you had access to his home address. You could have arrested this man at a later date, because he was already caught as far as whatever y'all was stopping him for. If y'all really need to get a hold to him, it wasn't too many places he can go. But the first thing you think about is murder. You were supposed to abort mission, especially after what has happened with George Floyd. You would think. But it just goes to show you. We in troubled times, y'all. I'm telling y'all better, man. I don't know how more clear I have to make it, man. We are in dangerous times. If you're a so-called black man, you better not never ever come in contact with the police, because you might not survive that situation. Now, here's the kicker, man. Rayshard Brooks was sleeping in his car in the Wendy's drive-thru when the police was called. So it wasn't like this man was robbing Wendy's. It's not like this man was beating on his woman. It ain't like this man was out robbing and killing, causing a scene. The man was asleep in his car in the drive-thru. So one or two things was going on with Rayshard Brooks that common sense would tell you. Either this man tired, exhausted, and fell asleep waiting in line, or he could be drunk and passed out, or whatever the case may be. But at any rate, he was in his own car, and he wasn't really causing no problem except holding the line up, being that he was asleep. You would think Wendy's could have sent an employee out there and say, "Hey, bro," tap on his window and say, "Hey, bro, could you move up, man? You holding up the line," or whatever the case might be. But to call the police, that would imply that this man was causing a problem. But come to find out, he was just sleeping in his car, man. So this man didn't want no problems. He was sleeping in his car. So it went from him sleeping in his car to being interrogated to the point where they suspect he was drunk. So they wanted him to take a breathalyzer test and whatnot. And at some point, they decided they wanted to arrest this man. That was an error right there. See, you made the situation, you made a simple welfare check into, you turned this man into a man that was minding his own business. You turned him into a criminal. You turned him into someone that you felt like you had to apprehend. And a slight scuffle ensued, and he got the taser from y'all, and he ran with it. And y'all chased this man and killed him. You see that? So these white police officers all over America, they seen the uproar. with the George Floyd. And they also letting you know, yeah, they seen it, but they don't care. They still, if they get an opportunity to kill Jake, that's exactly what they're going to do, man. And that's exactly what they did here. Y'all better wake up, man. I'm telling you, this ain't finna stop. They just getting started, man. You better believe it. I hope you sincere, brothers and sisters, was edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. Shalom.